Hello there, beautiful goddesses of your reality. Welcome back. This is Manifest with Jenny T, your mindset and spiritual coach. I hope you're nice and warm today. So all the festivities are behind us. I, for one, am looking forward to getting back in the routine. I can't lie. It's been lovely, but I have been kind of craving that routine. It's the age thing. No, Jen, you're manifesting all this youth. Stop it. It's all positive. You know what? That's a great place to start because manifestation is not just about positivity. I know that's what we've been kind of like led to believe, but we can't be positive without going through our trials and tribulations, right? So we have to, everything is polarity, like I've taught you before. But today isn't about polarity, but it is to talk about when you are triggered. Now, you know that everything that I talk about is always through lived experience. I never talk about something, well, to be honest with you, I'll tell a fib. Sometimes in certain videos, I have intellectualized it and then put it over to you. And because I've kind of regurgitated things in the manifesting community, I have done that. I can't fib to you guys. I'll start going all red as I do. But in the main part, that is the early stages. Anyway, we have to intellectualize these things before we can put it into practice. So because I'm a manifestation life coach, obviously it's all about intellectualizing it, being able to put it into the right words, but also putting it into action within one's life. So triggers and what I know on my journey thus far. Now, with all of my life experiences that I've had, it's only where I'm at right now. And it's exciting because I know there's so much more to come. There's so many more adventures. There's so much more growth I can do and I'm going to do and I am doing. I'm hourly, sometimes minutes. Within a minute I can have a different perspective, and this is how this thing works. I'm always a work in progress, and I will be until the day that I die, and I'm okay with that. I'm really excited about that. So my thoughts and feelings and what I know to be true up to this point, and I want to get it over to you so you can start to put things in practice to have it work within your world, to manifest your desires, your perfect outcomes, not Jen's, yours is specifically for you. But triggers are a universal thing, right? We get emotionally triggered, whether it's being in traffic or in some sort of car collision, or having an argument with your friend, or we could name a million things where we're triggered. But I want to frame these things of what I do by severity. So, I'll kind of look at it like non-triggered, not being triggered, not being bothered by a circumstance that could be extremely triggering to somebody else, but not bothering me at all. Sort of just water off a duck's back, just brush it off, and it's nothing for me to even concern myself. To the other end of the spectrum where I'm visibly shaking, this is the nervous system response, right? So that is being triggered, and the severity between the two. And then the middle ground is somewhere between, not having a physical response, but your brain creating stories. And this is what it does. So every time our nervous system reacts, we create stories around those circumstances. And this is where I really want to tackle it, and what actually works for me within these moments. And being at the more severe end of the scale with a trigger, how dealing with it by stopping a story doesn't work. So it's a bit encryptive at the moment, but we'll start by the zero, something that maybe would be triggering somebody else. And I've had this a million times as well, where people have said, how can you not be bothered by this? Like, oh, I'd be, that would really scare me and stuff like that. But because of my life experiences, that hasn't bothered me at all. To like I say, the other end of the spectrum, where I'm visibly shaking. And I'm not going to go into detail about what that could be, but this is something that I'm really had to get used to, because it's been something that's been actively there within my life. So constant, those type of triggers have been there, and how I understand how I work through those triggers now. So we'll go on to the mid-level trigger. Now, this could be, if we want to do an example, this could be bumping into your old best friend who you had a terrible argument with and you haven't saw for 2 years, for example, right? That's going to be mildly triggering. It probably won't make you visibly start shaking. It's not that dysregulating to your nervous system, but it certainly starts creating stories, and your mind starts running ahead, and you're going in the rabbit hole, for example. So we'll start there. And what I want you to do, I want you to firmly sit in that feeling of being triggered and understand that you don't have to do anything. There's no action that needs to happen, because your mind will try to create scenarios where, is this an opportunity to right the wrong? Should I let this person, is this a great outcome, and this is the point where we're going to start being friends again? And your mind starts going down that positive route, ideally like an ideal story route. But again, this puts pressure on the moment. So what I need you to do, if you're being triggered, this is from a manifesting perspective, but also from a conventional psychological perspective, is to actually just sit in those moments and just realise that you haven't got to do anything. You haven't got to allow your brain to create these stories. You can actually articulate to your brain, I don't need to go there. I don't need to do that. And I find that when I'm having a mid-level reaction, I can touch my skin and concentrate on my skin and how it feels to touch my skin. Or what is this colour? Concentrating on something that you can visualise, you can feel, that brings you back into the moment, where you don't have to create positive stories or you don't have to create negative stories. So you hand yourself back the control. And this is the process when you're being triggered. It's taking that time to say, right, back to me, energy back to me, whether it's positive or negative. At this moment in time when I'm triggered, it doesn't matter. Stop creating the stories. Just do things that you can visually see, touch, feel, the 5 senses. Now, that is what works when you're going through a mid-reaction. That is the perfect way to deal with this until the nervous system has calmed, until it comes and neutralises, it comes back to base point. Those are the things that work, and they work because I was always triggered. Triggered was my middle name until I learned these through life experience. The other part of that is the extreme trigger. Now, Jen, the extreme trigger is totally different feeling to the level trigger where your mind's just ticking over, but you can carry on doing what you're doing in the day. More of a harsh trigger actually stops you from being able to still perform your normal tasks. It requires your immediate attention because it feels like it's really hurting within your body, and none of it is positive. It's all negative when you get triggered, right? There's nothing positive about it. But this is where I want you to understand to deal with the triggers when it's on the higher end of the scale, guys. And it's a different ball game, and it's still to do nothing, but it's to further accept those feelings. It's to not try to change the stories. It's to let the stories be there. And this is the difference between this with the spectrum, the mid to the higher, is let those feelings be there. Somatically feel the feeling within the body. This is painful. This is hurting. This is bringing up a lot of stories that I'm not going to attempt to change right now. And that is the difference. And this is me understanding this, not through a textbook, not through a psychology course that I've gone through. This is through first-hand life experience, and I'm passing it on to you. So don't change the story within those moments. Let the stories just come in and just let them be there and sweep over. Feel the feeling of the pain of what it is. Identify where that pain lives and sit there and it just even say it hurts. It's sorrow. It's anger. It's frustration, or all of the above. Say whatever it is, the feeling that you're feeling within those moments, and then give yourself that time to change. Give yourself that time for your nervous system to calm down. Now, when the nervous system is calmed down, this is where it starts going through the rest of the spectrum. So then it becomes more of a mid-level reaction. And at that point, this is where you need to say, I don't need to feed into that story. I don't have to believe, even if it start becoming a flood of positivity within the story. I don't need to go there right now, because again, that adds more energy and pressure to it. Anything that we feed into with stories, negative or positive, everything's got a charge. So we want to neutralize all of these feelings and bring you back to base point. So I've gone way over the time, and I want to do further videos about this, because manifestation most certainly isn't about positive thinking. I mean, it's a component of it, but it's certainly not just about positive thinking. There's so many other things that go into it. There's so many other factors that we need to delve into. So I certainly don't want you to just think this is everything that Jen talks about is fluff. It's not. It's getting you to understand that you have so many stories, so many wounds that, shadow work, for example, has been a massive help for me, and I still continue on my journey with and when I do my shadow work and accepting who I am at my core, it's a releasing process every single time. And I've done that much shadow work, but I love it so much because I always come back to massive self-acceptance. And this is the journey, guys. The manifesting journey is about you. It's about me. It's about finding out who we are. It's exciting. It's learning that version of yourself that you've never been, and it gives you that control. It allows you to have that control of your thoughts and your feelings. And know, if you've been anything like me, I've wanted to master this for the whole of my life, and now I'm here, and I want to continue it so I can pass over this knowledge to you. So I'm sending you lots of love as always. I wish that you have a beautiful start to your year, and I will see you in the next one.